Hello and welcome to a new tutorial where today we're going to be doing for loops in Python. Last week we did while loops, this week we're doing for loops. They're slightly similar but they are different. So there'll be a lot of parts that you will already recognise. So let's get started. So let's just first start with a statement. So we're going to do print. Remember lowercase for print. Then we're going to open up some brackets, open up some speech marks, and we're going to say I have speech marks, close brackets. Then go down a new line. I'm going to do for I equals 0, and then we're going to press a new line for I in range. There you go, range, make sure you spell that right. Space, brackets, then put a number, so let's say 5 for this one, and then a colon. There we go. And then we're going to press enter. Print, open brackets, open speech marks, cake, speech marks, space, plus, str, brackets, I, close brackets. So like that. So let's save this file quickly. So there you go, let's save this. And now we'll explain this. But while we have it explain it, let's run it so we've got it open. So you can sort of see what it's done. So first it prints that I have, as you can see here. Then we've created our variable, so I equals 0. Which why it starts counting from 0. Then we've done for I in range 5. So the way Python counts, it will always count from 0. So 0 will always be where it starts counting. And when you're doing in range, it always means up to, not including. So when we do for I in range 5, it will do 0 to 4. And then we will say we're going to print cake plus the string I. So we need to turn our number into characters. So we have to make sure we include string or str, which means it can be printed as text. And then once it gets down to the bottom here, it's going to re-loop back up to the 4. And it'll just keep redoing that until the 4 is no longer true, it becomes false, and then it will skip to whatever's below here. So if we add print, open speech marks, open brackets, open speech marks, the loop has ended, close speech marks, close brackets. We'll save this, we'll run it. You can see it does cake 0, cake 1, cake 2, cake 3, cake 4, the loop has ended. So we'll always keep going around that until the loop's ended. There we go. So this program you may think is quite common to the while loops we did last time. So let's just redo this as a while loop. So it's also good practice. So we'll close this. First thing we're going to do is this for I in range 5. Actually, let's just open up a new file. Do this one. So we'll redo what we just did, so we'll do print. I would recommend typing out this part, don't copy and paste. It's just good practice. Print, brackets, speech marks. I have speech marks, brackets. Somehow done a funny cap I there, so there we go. So I have, then we'll go down, I equals 0, and then we're going to go new line. And now here we're going to do while. There you go. While I is less than 5, colon, a new line, print, bracket, space, cake, speech marks, plus, str, brackets, I, close brackets, and then underneath we're going to go new line, and then backspace, and then we're going to do print, bracket, speech marks, the loop has ended. Close speech marks, close brackets, save, and let's call this while I have cake, and let's save that. Now let's run it. So we've done a problem here, and the problem that we've done, let's kill the file, which is why I is this. We've done something silly. We've forgotten to include the I equals I plus 1. And what I mentioned previously, if you remember from our last tutorial, I mentioned it was really easy to get yourself in an infinite loop, which is what I just did there. But now we've fixed that by adding the I equals I plus 1. You can see it just counts up and says the loop is ended. So you can use both loops sort of interchangeably depending on the situation. For something simple like counting, you can use a while loop or a for loop. But this is the for loop tutorial, so let's go back to that. So you may have noticed we did for range, which we did, as you can see with this tutorial part here, the first program we did range 5. There's another benefit of using the range, which is if you want to count starting from 5, and let's say we want to count from 5 to 20, you can put dash or comma, yes, you can put 5, 20 in, and then if we save this file, just because we should save this, so let's just save range 520, there we go, let's save this, and if we run this module, you can see it starts counting from 5 and it goes up to 19 because it will never include the last number, it will always go up to. So you can see we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. But there's one other benefit of using ranges, which is let's say we want to now count up in 3s. We can just put another comma in, add 3 to the end, save it, run it. Now you can see here it's counting in 3s. 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. It won't go to 20. And if we do a number, let's say, if we decided we're going to count up in 4s, again, we can just change the 3 to a 4. We can run it. 5, 9, 13, 17. So, and then the loop has ended because it has left. So you can always add to that end one, which is really helpful. But you don't have to go up. You can go down as well when doing while loops. And then after we've done this example, we'll actually use another interesting example. But for this one, if we want to go down, let's say we have 20, and we want to count down to 5, and then we'll just remove this 4. There we go, let's just delete that. Let's save it, and let's run that file. You can see it doesn't count. We've gone from 5 to 20. And the reason is because it's trying to count in positives. And when you're counting downwards, it's a negative. So you need to add a dash, and then you have to include that -1. So now when we run it, you can see it counts, and this time it starts from 20 and goes down to 6 because it won't include 5. Because it just doesn't. Just one of those things. It will never include the final digit. So that's one of the reasons you can use while loops. Now let's say we had a large amount of numbers that we wanted to add together. So if we want to add every number from 1 to 100 up together, or from 0 to 100 up together, we can do that with the while loop. Or no, with a for loop, sorry. We can do that really easily with a for loop. We can do total equals 0, and then we can do for, and then we'll make a new variable num, for num in range brackets 101, because it won't go up to 101, it'll go up to 101, it won't go to 101. So we want to count every number up to, with including 100 add together, so we need to do that. And then our colon, new line, will be total equals to total plus num, and then we'll go two new lines, backspace, print brackets total close brackets. See, we don't need speech marks there because we are printing a variable, not characters. So now we're going to save this. Let's just call this count. And now you can see it got that total number of 5,050. Well, let's say we want to add up all the numbers in 500. So we'll have 501. We will save it. We will run it. And you can see it has got 125,250, which I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure that's right because it will always work. So that is for loops in Python. Thank you for watching this. The next tutorial will probably be making a piano tile bot, because I think that's quite an interesting thing to cover, and it will also be showing you how to use libraries. So that will be sometime in the future. Other thing I've done, if you check the description of this video, I have now made a Micromedia Group Discord and a Micromedia Group Reddit. So they are both in the description. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye! Bye!